Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm taking you on a special tour of my very first video game room. I've got lots of cool collectibles, consoles, fun games, and potentially some stuff you've never seen before. So let's dive right in. Here's a quick wide shot of the entire room so you can see how everything is laid out. It's got some nostalgic vibes, lots of modern gaming, and of course, lots of cool collectibles. Let's start by walking around and I'll show you some of the highlights. Let's start with the console since that's what a game room is all about. I've got everything from retro systems to some of the latest hardware on the shelf. You'll see my Xbox One X, N64, Wii, PS5 Slim, PS3, I forget the model, PS2 Slim, and my Switch. All these consoles are powered by this big switcher box, so I can turn on and off each console without needing to unplug or plug anything back in. Using something like this helps save a lot of power. As for video, I have all of the modern HDMI consoles routed into this box right here, and all my retro AV consoles routed into this box. This AV hub is then converted to HDMI, and then both the AV and HDMI hub are put into this hub, which combines both signals, so that I only have to run one cable for all of these consoles. After everything gets combined into this box, it gets sent over here where it's duplicated, one for my flat screen and one for my PC setup so that I can stream all of my console games over on Twitch. But going back, before this AV hub gets converted into HDMI, it's split and one of those AV signals gets sent to my CRT so I can play all of my retro consoles on a CRT. Sounds pretty complicated, but it works really well. In order to play all these games, I have this 55-inch Hisense flat screen, and for audio, this soundbar, which is a 5.1 surround sound system, which sounds really nice for the price and makes games and movies that support it a lot more immersive. For my retro consoles, I have the Sanyo 24-inch DS24425, which has built-in stereo audio, and that's sitting on this table that I made specifically for it to line up with my other TV stand. It looks unlevel, but that's because the floor actually dips down right here and I didn't put in adjustable feet like the other one has. A console that has a really special place in my heart is the Wii. It reminds me of all the hours I spent playing Animal Crossing City Folk after school when I was a kid. I shared a world with my sister, and she'd always get upset when I'd run on the same path and kill all the grass, because City Folk has this grass deterioration system, where the grass dies if you run on the same spot too often. Now that we've checked out the consoles, let's move on over to my game collection. All of my games are sitting on this bookshelf here that I made, but never got around to staining or sealing. Now this is more of a game room tour rather than a collection showcase, so I won't stay here too long, but I will show you a few special games. I've got a nice variety of genres. My three largest genres across all my consoles are action, RPG, and adventure games. If I can get the game with the original manual, I will, but that's not something I'm too picky about. Some of my favorites are The Witcher 3 and its expansions, the Sniper Elite franchise. I have all the mainline numbered entries, but never beat the first one.
Can't stay here. They'll find me.
And Animal Crossing, which will always have a special place in my heart. Some more unique and obscure games I have are The Getaway for PS2. This game has a one-to-one recreation of London as it was at the time of development in 2002, and a cool game mechanic is that there's no HUD. All game information is given to you by things like the blinker on your car turning on when you need to turn, and your character hunching over when he's hurt.
Come on, maggot.
Another unique, maybe not obscure game is the SOCOM franchise. SOCOM has a really fun, semi-tactical, squad-based gameplay that no modern games do quite like it.
We should take that guy out, sir, but quietly. We've been sighted, sir.
We need their communications taken out.
Keep to the shadows. We don't want any suspicious enemies to deal with.
Hostile sighted, 4 o'clock. Hostiles on the move, sir.
Now that we've covered the consoles and games, let's take a look at some of my collectibles and display pieces that I have in this room. This shelf right here is where I keep a mix of video game console boxes, special edition items, and other cool gaming items. You'll notice I have the original boxes for some of my consoles, like the Wii, PS2, PS5, and Xbox One. I love keeping these console boxes because they add a nostalgic touch while reminding me of the era of when these consoles came out. Now let's talk about one of my favorite little shrines in this room, my Shy Guy collection. I've got some Hot Wheels, action figure, plushie all displayed here together. He's always been one of my favorite Mario characters, so I love having this small tribute set up to him in my setup. Speaking of collectibles, I also have some My Nintendo limited edition items, including this 35th anniversary Mario pin set and a couple other special rewards from the My Nintendo program. I love collecting these kinds of things because they're not always easy to get your hands on and they make for some really great display pieces. Over here I've got my Animal Crossing Lego set, which is a really fun little piece, but what makes it even better is this Stitches plush sitting right next to it. If you're not familiar, Stitches is an Animal Crossing character that's supposed to look like a stuffed animal bear, so I think he fits in perfectly with this display. I also have these pre-order bonuses for the Super Mario 3D World game, just haven't got around to hanging them anywhere yet. One last thing as far as collectibles go are these GameStop display pieces for Mario & Luigi Brothership and Super Mario Party Jamboree that I got from a GameStop that was closing down. One of the coolest and most personal pieces in my collection is this custom Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door award that my sister made for me in anticipation for when I beat the game. It has all 7 crystal stars from the game, and it's one of those things that means way more to me than any store-bought collectible. It's definitely one of my favorite things in this room. Before we wrap up, I wanted to highlight a few other things in my game room that didn't quite fit into the earlier sections, but are still an important part of the space. First off, I've got a small movie collection tucked away up here. It's not huge, but I like having a collection of films on hand. Whether it's a classic action movie, some animated films, or even a horror movie, I think physical media is still worth having around, especially for titles that aren't always available on streaming services. Another thing you might have noticed is I have my laptop sitting underneath this TV. I use this to watch videos, stream content, and things like that on the big screen while being able to use an ad blocker. It's super convenient, especially when I want to kick back and relax without booting up a console or going and sitting at my computer. Now looking ahead, I have a few upgrades that I want to make to this room. One of the biggest is I want to put this CRT onto a rolling cart. Right now it's in a fixed spot, but I want to be able to roll it closer to the couch when I'm playing my retro games. I think it'll make for a much better experience and keep the setup nice and flexible. Another upgrade I'm really excited about getting is a clear display case to create some dedicated shrines to some of my favorite game series. I want to put together themed displays for The Witcher, Animal Crossing, and Paper Mario, my Shy Guy collection, just showcasing things like collector's editions, games, figures, and other memorabilia. I think it'll add a really nice personal touch and highlight some of my favorite franchises. There's always something to improve or add in a game room, and I'm always looking for ways to make the space even better. One other thing is better cable management. That is a wrap of the tour of my video game room. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out my collection and setup. I'm always looking for ways to improve, so let me know in the comments what would be a great addition to my game room, and what's your favorite part of your own? And of course, let me know what stood out to you the most in this room tour. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.